This is a short audio session to take you into direct experience and to point out some interesting things about how your mind and body are related. So, first of all, this is not your normal meditation session. I'd like you to keep your eyes open and stay fully engaged with the world around you. Please stay responsible for yourself. Don't give any power to me as the guider of this session. You're still in charge of you. Now, just look around whatever space you happen to be in. If you're walking, keep walking. If you're sitting, just take in more of the world around you. Let your eyes be lively and dance from object to object in your environment. Remember that there's space above and behind you. You could look at those things if you wanted to. You could notice things in all directions. And once you have a sense of the landscape that you're in, I'd like you to notice how vivid the world seems to you right now. How bright are the colors? How distinct are the sounds? How clear is the world around you? And I'd like you just to assign a value to that, between 1 and 10 of how vivid the world is. And if this is difficult, then just pick something in the middle somewhere, like a 5 or a 6. And once you have that, don't lose the space around you. You may have gone off thinking about the numbers, the whatever I asked you to do, but just come back to the world. Look around, keep your eyes a bit lively, stay present with the world. And then I'd like you to call to mind, just flash briefly in your mind, the idea of there being a dial from 1 to 10. And that dial is how vivid the world is. So if you chose a 5, the dial is on 5. And I'd like you now to gently turn up that dial. So go from a 5 to a 6, to a 7. Don't try directly to turn up the vividness of the world. Just associate this dial with vividness and turn it up slightly. Now I'd like to point something out that may be going on with you as you do this, which is a kind of using muscle tension to try to make this world more vivid. Is there tension around your eyes? Are your shoulders and neck a bit tight? Are you breathing more shallowly? Have you lost a sense of the world around you, going off in your head a little bit, trying to do this? If so, I'd like to point out that none of this is required for directly experiencing the world. In fact, these are all the things that we do when we try to exert influence on things that can't be influenced in that way. We can't try to think. We can't use facial muscles or shallow our breathing to think more clearly. These things just get in the way. So notice then how easily it happens that trying to turn up your direct experience of the world leads you to try and use muscle. So instead, if this happened to you, just notice that it's going on. Notice any muscle tension. Notice any collapse in your awareness. And choose again to be in the world. Choose again to keep your eyes lively, dancing from object to object, noticing sounds around you, sensations and pressures in your body, noticing that you can notice things in all directions around you. And just gently intend that you don't want to use muscle for this. Whenever you see yourself wanting to use muscle, or there's an impulse to use muscle, just notice that non-judgmentally. It's fine that it happens, and all you're doing is saying, oh, there it is, and then choosing to rehook back onto the world around you, saying, no, thank you, not right now, not yet. I choose to be in the world. And keep repeating this process of noticing how you get hooked out of the world by thoughts, by muscle tension, by these doing processes, and choose instead to rehook back into the world, moment by moment. There's the world. There's the world. There's the world. There's the world. Keep asserting as a conscious choice that you want to be engaged with the world and not with your projections of it in your mind. And there's nothing you need to do to be there with it. There's no need for muscle. There's no need for thinking. There's the world. There's the world. There's the world. And now in this state, keep choosing to keep your eyes lively, to notice things around you. Just let a number come into your mind of how vivid the world seems now. And if it's higher than it was before, just notice again how interesting it is that that happened by noticing all the ways you were trying to make the world more vivid and interrupting those processes, instead choosing merely to be directly here. So I'll leave you with that, and I invite you to go about your day noticing these processes, noticing the ways in which you try to do things, and I invite you to choose to be in the present moment and the world around you, directly experiencing it moment by moment as you go about your day.